One of the most annoying combos to get caught in, but if you're in the pilot seat for this, it feels oh so good. With Welkin in the air, you could actually perform an axe slam attack, which homes in on enemies. This can stun lock and stagger lighter target mechs in battle. You could do this after a dash in, but in my opinion, the best way to use it is within close range mid-jump. When an enemy's in front of you, just simply jump and melee twice. Sometimes you only need to melee once, but meleeing twice almost always guarantees it does the axe slam every time. You'll slam down on the enemy, and when you land, you can now immediately activate your cube shield. This will trap enemies within your range, preventing them from escaping if they weren't staggered from the initial hit. Then you can just hold melee to spin to win, or you can do the spin combo, where you repeatedly swing your axe by tapping 2 times, and on the second hit, you hold down the melee button. It's going to combo into the spin, and overall does more damage. If you activate the spin attack by holding down melee after the second hit, it starts up a lot faster than it does if you were to try it after the third hit. There's a little bit of a delay in between the actions. During this, if enemies are trying to counter you, you use your number 2 ability, which will interrupt them and disable their move. Welkin is, well, the king of Mecha BREAK as of right now recording this video. If you are new to this game, you definitely need to know how to play as this mech, and doing so will show you how to beat him. Welkin is a close range bruiser with an insane amount of HP, defense, and damage. You'll consistently be at least 500,000 total damage dealt in most matches. And if you have a really amazing healer, shoutouts to all our great healers out there, you'll also be close to number 1, but overall number 2 in total damage taken. Welkin is definitely a melee-focused unit. Each swing of the battle axe actually deals more damage than the previous swing. For example, the first swing will deal 10,000 damage, the second hit will actually deal 14,000 damage, and then the third final hit will actually deal 17,000 damage. That's a total of 41,000 total damage, and more than enough to put squishy targets in serious danger in any firefight, making the longer combos you string together against stunned enemies deal even more damage. But the crazy thing about this is these melee hits ignore enemy shields, which means if you're hitting an enemy and they're not using an ability or shield that would absorb energy damage, you are dealing direct damage, completely ignoring their armor. So yes, its melee range and melee presence is absolutely the general focus of this striker unit, but the mech can dish out some range firepower with the second attack. It's only dealing about 10,000 damage per shot, and there's 6 rounds per magazine, so you can score some cheap assists and help teammates out when you're scoping out what your next target's going to be. Or if you ran out of boost and you're just sitting there like a dweeb, you can use this weapon, dude. It'll catch a lot of enemies off guard, like falcons who are just trying to get out of dodge to save their life. They just escaped an encounter. Not to mention, this move is a homing missile, meaning you don't have to directly aim at the enemy. You just have to have your cursor within lock-on range, and when you fire it off, it immediately will target them and hit them. Smack a few of these on enemies, they're gonna start panicking, and 9 times out of 10, you'll get a free assist out of this. But keep in mind, because these artillery fires are not energy based, it's not going to penetrate their health directly. It's going to take down their armor. But in, like I said, firefights, if your teammates have already been fighting them and their armor is low, this will still deal really good damage and also take down the remaining pieces of armor and just overall wreak havoc from a distance. Welkin is designed to be slower, but is extremely deceptive with its speed. Yes, your boost dashes aren't impressive by any means, and dashing does take quite a long time, but you can actually use the primary swing attack from a distance as kind of a cheat code to get one of the fastest dashes in the game. But it's incredibly expensive with boost. Literally tap melee towards an enemy or in any direction, and Welkin will supersonic dash forward at speeds enemies won't expect. I use this a lot against flyer enemies if I have enough boost, or enemies with pixel health bars trying to get away from my teammates or just escaping. It kind of reminds me of Vegeta in the old Dragon Ball RPG card games. Nobody is allowed to get away. And not only that, you can use this freely, not targeting anybody, in order to get to the objectives way faster. Seriously, this has actually saved a lot of rounds for me, knowing there's a point being captured and I'm able to close the distance, get in there really quick, fight the enemy, or steal it from them. Again, this does use an insane amount of boost gauge, and it's not necessarily how you want to be approaching enemies all the time with it. And you got to keep in mind, if you're going to start off fights with this, that means you're going into the fight with lower boost gauge, and you're going to have a hard time fighting once you get in, or if multiple enemies start coming to defend their teammates. It goes without saying though, managing your boost gauge is the key to success in this game, with any character really, but with Welkin especially, you'll be boosting a lot and can often find yourself in the red gauge, and getting clapped up by enemies. Good players know to never take on a Welkin head on. It's literally this and Tricera that require multiple teammates to jump the life out of them. And it happens quite often, especially when going against teams that know exactly what Welkin is capable of. So while Welkins can dominate 1v1 situations and even 1v2 moments because of the spin to win and the way the cube interacts with them, you almost always want to pair yourself with a second teammate in order to help you out, whether it be a healer or an assassin. And of course, Welkin does extremely well helping out tank teammates. So it's one of those classes that works in every single team composition. That dueling force field cube ability is no joke. You literally are trapping your opponent and yourself away from other enemies for a solid 4 seconds, and just pinning them against the corner with this cube is pretty hilarious landing this combo. It's only a 20-second cooldown too, so you'll pretty much find yourself always having this ability ready per most enemy encounters, it almost feels like. Just don't trap yourself in it when you're chasing an enemy. They're gonna laugh at you. It's happened to me more times than I want to admit. Special thanks to CSUN for sponsoring this video and giving us a chance to check out Mecha BREAK. You can play Mecha BREAK for free right now and download on Steam, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows PC via the Xbox app, with more platforms on the way. I have a link here down below for you guys to check out to start playing today and dominate everyone with Welkin like I showed you. There's also a total of 12 free striker mechs to play as immediately when you download the game, with different playstyles for everyone from brawler, sniper, support healer. They have a lot. There's a total of 15 striker mechs currently in the game, but not only that, Mecha BREAK also features different game modes. A 6v6 shooter mode with 6 different objectives, from capturing points to guiding the payloads, or straight up deathmatch. There's also a 3v3 deathmatch for smaller teams and fun with friends, as well as Mach, which is Mecha BREAK's unique take on the extraction genre. Aside from these awesome striker mechs, we have an insane character customization tool. It makes many of these moments being outside of the mechs pretty damn great, like respawning, dying, starting matches, pre-match. This game has it all. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of my pilots, and use the link in our description to try out Mecha BREAK today. Welkin's next ability is the Jamming Pulse Ejector. It's pretty much an unsung hero for this character. You can use this while mid-combo swing and while you are also being battered by enemies. This will disable and temporarily immobilize enemies that are trying to pressure you or use certain abilities, and just completely stop it. This has saved me a lot in fights where I was being slapped up, and you could even throw this on an enemy right before the cube wears off. This will immobilize them and make it so that they don't have an easy time getting away from you. And on top of that, if you're showing up in the middle of a fight and say your teammate is kind of getting dominated, or they're having a tough time struggling to just disable or take out this one striker, you can actually use this as a third party, jump into the fight and disable any of their incoming attacks and assist your teammates in probably one of the most clutch ways that you can with this striker. Welkin is pretty much a nightmare to deal with. On top of all of that, we have the defense field. If you didn't already have high defense and are annoying enemies, this move puts a shield in front of you that blocks frontal attacks coming in, while also slowing enemies and giving off a smoke screen to nullify energy attacks coming in towards you. So Welkin is kind of really good, really a really good striker for this game. It has, in my opinion, one of the most easiest kits to pick up and play, but I don't see a lot of people using this mech to its full capabilities. It's super worth it to learn how to play as Welkin, or at least know what its moves do, because to be honest, almost every single team you come across will guarantee have a Welkin on there. And in that rare chance that your team doesn't, you should definitely learn this striker to be that one winning piece. And I almost forgot to mention another amazing thing about Welkin is that Axe Slam attack and the spin to win move are both unparryable. So even if enemies know that it's coming, they don't really have a whole lot they can do about it. Check out our link in the description down below so you can play Mecha BREAK for free today. And also, if you guys like this video, let me know what other characters you would love to see next. I got a pretty mean mosquito named Stellaris. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More Mecha BREAK videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.